All right, how's it going, everybody? This is episode 8 of Comic on Demand. 8, 5, 5, and 3. Welcome to Comic on Demand. This is the show where I draw a 4-panel comic, but as you can see right here, my 4-panel comic is blank. That's because I'm going to let you decide what I draw. Okay, so little ground rules first. I don't do any like licensed properties that already exist, like Superman or SpongeBob or whatever, and no like brand names of things, because they're not sponsors, and I don't know how YouTube's rules and stuff work fully. So we're just gonna avoid any sort of copyright or anything like that. So no suggestions of anything like that. And I also want to keep this like PG, so I'm not going to draw anything super graphic or whatever. So we're just goofing around. We're just having a good time. So this is how this is going to work. I'm going to put the word go in the chat, and the first 2 suggestions that come in after that, those are the 2 suggestions that I will use to create this 4-panel comic down here. Okay, so you'll see a little screen pop up, and hopefully about the same time I'll put go in the chat. And the first 2 suggestions after that, I will combine to make this 4-panel comic live in front of you. All right, so here we go. Let's get those suggestions. All right, we got our first 2 suggestions of an Anteater on steroids and Mariah Carey. I never said anything about celebrities, did I? I didn't say anything about drawing celebrities. Is that celebrities are fair game though, right? I can draw celebrities. I think it'll be all right. I think I can draw celebrities. I think that's under fair use or whatever. So, whoops. I pushed the wrong button again. All right. So here's what we get. Oh, I'm going to change this time. So now you'll actually see the suggestions the whole episode instead of like at the very end. Okay, so we have an Anteater on steroids. Hopefully I spelled steroids right. And Mariah Carey. I don't even know if I spelled Mariah Carey right. Well, let's go with it. All right. Anteater on steroids and Mariah Carey. All right, so you know what? Before I even start, I'm going to have to go to Google because right off the top of my head, I do not know what an Anteater looks like. Or Mariah Carey. So I'm just... Whoops, hold on. Just so you're not just looking at my weird face. All right, now you can see I'm looking at some Anteaters here. And in case you're wondering, I'm blurring the screen because of copyright stuff. I don't know what I can and can't show on the internet here, because if a lot of these pictures are copyrighted, then I might get in trouble by showing them. I have no idea. Dude, Anteaters look weird. Let me just say that. They are strange looking. Let's go with that. Yeah, let's go with that one. I'll bet the FBI agent that's monitoring my Google right now, watching me Google Anteater and Mariah Carey, is probably wondering what in the world I'm doing. He's like looking through his watch list and he sees me. So I'm going to assume, since it is December We're gonna do like a Christmas Mariah Carey, because of course we are. So of course my son Andrew tells me to draw Mariah Carey, even though he knows that drawing likenesses is really hard. But I don't think he cares. Okay. All right. All right. I already got an idea going, so we're just going to go with it. This might be a pretty simple comic on demand here tonight. That'll make up for last week's. Because last week's was... Whoa, what the heck just happened? That was weird. Because last week's was a little extensive. So we're going to go ahead and make it a little more simple this time. We're not going to go totally crazy here. You could put Mariah Carey on a bike and then a horse. Yeah, I am not doing that. Okay, just double check and make sure I'm on camera here. Because I have a tendency to just start drawing and not realizing if I'm on camera or not. Okay, now we gotta start getting a likeness here. Or at least, well, we don't gotta get totally crazy with the likeness, but... at least enough to give people the idea. So, y'all want to hear something embarrassing? I know you do. So when I was like in high school, I had some Mariah Carey posters in my room, hanging on my wall. But to be fair, they were my brother's posters, and then I just kind of like inherited them from him. So I didn't buy them. So that makes it not as embarrassing, right? But like any 90s boy, I had a bit of a crush on Mariah Carey. But like, who didn't though? You know what I'm saying? And then I'm just going to make this arm go off the panel because I don't want to draw it. Okay, she's got little sparkly earrings here. But I don't want to give my teenage boys any ideas. So before you ask, no, you cannot have any girly posters in your room. So how's that? Okay, oh, that thing's got a little fuzzy thing by her arm here. So I've noticed with some of these comic on demand things that I've done, I'm not very consistent with like continuity. Like for example, like with the spider back in whatever episode that was, like 3 or something. Like the spider had a mustache, and then in the panel with him yelling, he didn't have a mustache. And so like in the final, when I took it offline and started drawing, I had to sort of add the mustache on later because I realized I forgot to draw the mustache. Okay, hold on. I gotta think about the lyrics for a second to this for the Christmas song. What is it? I don't want a lot for Christmas, but there's just one thing I need. Something. Oh shoot! Do I have to go to Google to look at the? Really? I'm about to go to Google to look at the lyrics of All I Want for Christmas. For All I Want for Christmas lyrics. Okay, I'm just gonna have those kind of off to the side here. Mariah could have a mustache to keep the theme going. That's true. I could give Mariah Carey a mustache. I mean, I could. That is a thing I could do, for sure. All right, we're gonna try. I said in I don't know, last episode or something, I said that doing like a bird's eye view is hard, but we're gonna go for it just because. But I'm gonna kind of tilt it at an angle like this. So this comic's gonna be pretty dumb. It's gonna be pretty dumb. I'm just telling you that right now. The punch, like I already have the idea and everything, which is pretty rare. Sometimes I just stare at this thing and sometimes I just start drawing and I don't even know where I'm going with it. But this one, I pretty much got the idea right off. And it's just dumb. Okay. Now I gotta... See, in here, I gotta make sure that the microphone stays in the correct hand. Like, I think last week's, I had this dude holding a machete, and then in the first panel, he has a machete, and then in the third panel, the machete's just gone. So stuff like that I'm not being consistent with. I'm amazed that this song, this All I Want for Christmas song, has been going for so long. It has it's kind of become like a modern classic, huh? It gets kind of a bad rap of being like super repetitive, or like that it's played every single Christmas or something. to the point where it's now a meme that like in like November there'll be memes of like a picture of Mariah Carey on ice, and it'll say something like she's thawing or something. My brother Wayne says that it's his favorite. Is it your favorite? That's a little Harmon inside joke there. For those that don't know. My mom uses the word favorite. Okay, we're going to make this look like, I don't know. I got a reference picture of her in like a Santa costume, but it doesn't have the bottom, and I don't know what the bottom looks like, so I'm just going to make it up. We're just going to say it has like a little frilly thing down here. And we'll just say that she's wearing boots too. I don't know if she's actually wearing boots, but we're going to make her wear boots. Put the word balloon. I just spent all that time drawing that leg, and now I'm just going to cover it up. That do be how it be sometimes. Sometimes you draw things just to cover it up. Okay. Let's see. You know, we're going to do something a little different just because I think that we're going to be done a little quicker today than last time. So, actually, I want to do the mid suggestion right now because I think I'm going to do sort of like a far silhouette kind of shot just because I'm lazy and don't want to draw a lot. So we're going to do the mid suggestion right now, and then I'm going to put it in the background of this one right here. So the way this works, if you don't know, I have what's called the mid suggestion. So if you didn't get a chance to get into the first two suggestions, now's your chance to get one suggestion, and I'm going to put it somewhere in the background. Okay, so you're going to see that screen again, and I'm going to put go in the chat, and just the first one thing that comes in, I'm going to put that in the background. Okay, so it's now up to you. Go. Okay, we got our mid suggestion of flamingo. All right, so let's put a flamingo in here, shall we? Oh, sorry, Wayne, you were just like, you were like barely. She put in flamingo, and your snow was like a split second right after hers. But snow, come on. I mean, there's already going to be snow in here. All right, flamingo. Let's do this. So I'm going to put some kind of like, so I'm just going to do more like a silhouette. Happens a lot. I always draw the head too big. Or I draw the body too small. Whichever. block out a silhouette here real quick. You know what? Look at this. Look at this, Wayne. I'm just going to draw some snow right here anyway. So you're still getting what you want too. Because look, snow. Okay. All right, hang on. I got to go to Google again. Because I got to look up flamingo. Because it's like, I know what a flamingo looks like. But then as soon as you start to draw one, you're like, you know what? I don't totally know what a flamingo looks like. You end up drawing some kind of freaky, weird, mutant flamingo or something. Okay, here we go. All right, we got ourselves a flamingo now, baby. And then again, this flamingo is going to have absolutely nothing to do with the punchline. Which is what makes it funny, right? Fun fact, I saw on like an animal show thing once that flamingos aren't naturally pink. That like they go to some weird like acidic lake or something somewhere and they drink the water or do something with like the minerals there that would like normally kill other stuff or something like that. And then that's what turns them pink, is they drink up some chemical in the water or something. And then it turns them pink. Or something like that. But you might want to check that for yourself. Maybe I'm making stuff up. I don't know. Maybe I heard it wrong. All right, here we go. Time for the punchline. All right, so she's saying, all I want for Christmas is ... Okay, get out of here, flamingo. I don't know. I don't need you anymore. Oh, okay. Oh. Okay, so I had. All right, so here's. I guess I spoil it. I guess it doesn't matter. So here was what I was gonna do. So I was gonna have her singing the lyrics of the song, and then let me zoom out for a second. So she's just singing the lyrics of the song, and then she's gonna say, "All I want for Christmas is ants." And then I was gonna have like maybe her and an anteater eating ants. but then I was like, well, what if could I pull it off to where I could have like an anteater as if the anteater was like wearing a Mariah Carey suit, and so it was like an anteater like zipping off a Mariah Carey suit, and then so like it's been an anteater singing the whole time. I don't know what's funnier. What's more funny? Dear viewers of mine, is it funnier to have an anteater like zipping off a Mariah Carey suit, or to just have an anteater and Mariah Carey together just like eating ants? Like what's funnier? Let me have your suggestions. And while I'm waiting for those suggestions to come in, I'll start inking this. How does that sound? All right, 1 vote for zipping off the suit. 2 votes for zipping off the suit. See, this is one of those things where I've kind of... Mariah Carey. All right, we got 3 votes for Mariah Carey's suit. So I think we're going to have Mariah Carey zipping off of... We're going to have an Anteater taking off a Mariah Carey suit. I never thought I'd say that sentence before in my life. Okay, so let's do that. Now I have to and give it a mustache. You know what? Let's do it. Let's give the Anteater a mustache. Because why not? I might as well. Okay. Now I have to draw an Anteater taking off of a Mariah Carey suit. And that's supposed to... And visually that's going to make sense, right? Yeah, boy. All right, here we go. Did I mention that Anteaters are really weird looking? Like, they're really weird looking. So, whenever I go to like shows or something, or I do like a school visit thing where I do something at a school or something, like I've done a couple of those. Like, a question that gets asked a lot is, where do you get your ideas? Like, for my books and stuff. But see, here's where I could ask you guys the same question. When I ask for suggestions, where do you get your ideas? Oh, I just remembered. Okay, this is an Anteater on steroids, so I forgot. This has to be like a jacked Anteater. I forgot that part. I was going to draw a normal Anteater. But now he has to be jacked. My imagination. Oh, come on. That's the cop-out answer right there, Amber. Come on. See, the thing I usually tell them, and it's a very unromantic idea, because a lot of people think the artists are the magicians or something, is I basically tell them that, look, everything that goes into my head, every story I read, every show I watch, everything gets put into my brain. You stir it around a bit, and then you spit it back out. That's where ideas come from. Because most ideas are just rehashes of some other idea with just a different coat of paint on it. Like, if you, like, once you realize that, like, Star Wars and Harry Potter and Hellboy and like just about every other show, they're all just the same exact show of like a young orphan boy who realizes he grows up and has great powers and he's the chosen one and blah 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 blah. Like, they're all the same story over and over and over again. But it's still cool. We still eat it up. Greg says, yo, I was trying to find the show for the last hour and it wasn't coming up. That's weird. Did anybody else have trouble finding it? I guess maybe not because you're here. I don't know, Greg. I think that kind of sounds like user error. You know what I'm saying? Okay. How do I draw? Come on, man. How do I draw a jacked anteater ripping off a Mariah Carey suit? Man. Do I give maybe like a hint of a mask or something right here? Like a mask is flying off. This might be one of those ones that only makes sense after it's colored. Although if I was a really good artist, it would make sense without it having color. If I was a real artist, I could definitely draw a jacked anteater ripping off a Mariah Carey suit. Like Arnold in Total Recall. I never saw Total Recall, so I don't know what you're talking about. And now I'm waiting for the, you've never seen Total Recall? No, I haven't. See, I need to put like the word balloon in here too. And that's going to get rid of some of the... Okay, you know what? It's going to make sense after it's colored, but right now, without a whole lot of planning... Oh, whoops. I almost put the word balloon going over there, but his weird little mouth is over here. He's like ants. Alright. So eventually I'm going to put the correct lyrics in here. All I want for Christmas is ants. Something like that. I don't want a lot for Christmas, but there's just one thing I need or something. Anyway. So we're going to start inking this thing now. Whoops, I messed up there. Now I have homework. Don't bother with the remake. Okay, wait. I think I've seen like a GIF or something of... Are you talking about the part where like his face like opens up in sections? It's like a lady's face or something. It goes and then it has Arnold's face underneath. Is that what you're talking about? Oh, okay. Dude, that sounds crazy hard to draw. Draw like someone's face opening up in perspective. But then the face coming out is an anteater. Like, come on now. I'm supposed to draw that. Dang it, Jim. I'm an artist, not a magician. Mm-hmm. Where's this thingy? Oh, shoot. Alright, well, whatever. I usually have like this little blank piece of paper thing that I can put over here so that I don't smudge it with my arm, with my hand. But, ooh, yay. Look at that. You know, since this is going to be on the internet, there is like a 0.00 whatever chance that like Mariah Carey actually sees this somehow. And that would be embarrassing. That she sees me draw her as an anteater. So, Mariah Carey, if you ever see this, I don't think you're an anteater. It's just a weird joke, man. Oh, my sister Wendy asks which brother actually purchased the Mariah Carey poster. That can be something I tell you off the internet just in case they don't want it out there. But you basically have two guesses, right? Let's just say it's the guess two away from me. How's that? Cryptic. So you know what I'm talking about, but then I'm not actually saying it. Since I inherited his room, I inherited his girly posters. So there was Mariah. There was like two Mariah Carey posters, and there was what was her name? Nicole something. Nicole. It was like Egg. Nicole Egg something. She was like the girl from Charles in Charge. Egghart, something like that. Eckhart. I want to say it was Egg, but I don't think it was Egg. Maybe it was Egg. I don't know. Did he get them from the library book fair? Yeah. Yeah, I don't think they had girly posters at the Scholastic book fairs, you know what I'm saying? If they did, I must have went to the wrong fair, man. Eggert. Yeah, I think it's Eggert. Oh, wait, the Nicole Eggert one was yours, Wayne? See, and then the other brother inherited that one from you, and then I inherited it from him. Dude, I didn't realize that like my girly posters were like a family tradition passed down for generations. It's kind of weird if you think about it like that. Have y'all noticed how this Comic on Demand show has just kind of turned into watch Mark draw while he tells family secrets? I need to start renaming it to like the Harmon Family Secret Show or something. I'm going to save that one for last. Well, I'll do the bubble. My brother says they're pretty lame secrets. I mean, yeah. But I mean, you know, that's what happens. That's what happens when you come from a pretty tame, wholesome upbringing. Is, your secrets and your stories are kind of dumb. I guess if you had to say there's a downside being raised in a loving 2-parent home, that your stories are kind of dumb. I kind of feel like most artists, they like channel all their trauma or whatever to create their art. But I'm just like, I don't have any trauma, so what am I supposed to do? And so that's why I just make fart jokes, I guess. Because I don't have any trauma. Yes, the pillowcase Halloween costume was epic. That's true. That was pretty hilarious. The brother that pushed me down and stole my candy. I guess you could say I later got back at him because I stole his girly posters. Hee. My brother says there wasn't any privacy, so you didn't really do much. Yeah, that's true. When you're growing up. So I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I mean, everybody watching knows this, but just in case somebody somewhere who has no idea who I am watches this, I'm the youngest of 10 kids. So he said there wasn't any privacy. That's true. Again, here's like it's not really a secret, and it's just sort of a weird fact, I guess. That's just kind of interesting. Because like I'm the youngest of 10, and then like my dad was like around one of the youngest of like 13 or 14, and then his dad was like one of the youngest of another I can't remember exactly, but, more than 10. So I'm like the tail end of the tail end of the tail end. So what that means for me is like when I was born, only one of my grandparents was even alive. So like I have no idea what like having a grandma or grandpa is like. So that's not really something I grew up with. One of one of my grandmas was still alive, but like when I was born, she was like in her late 80s, and she was already, or well, no, she wasn't quite. Correct me if I'm wrong. Older siblings here, but she wasn't quite in like an old folks home yet, but she was soon. So like the only memories really that I have of my grandma was when she was at like a retirement home type thing, and at that time her dementia was really bad. And so to me, growing up, I'm like 6, 7, 8, whatever, we go and see her. To me, grandma was just this weird old lady that talked funny, so it's like it sounds terrible to put it like that, but to like, to a young kid, I didn't know what dementia was. I didn't know what happens to old people and what goes on. So to me, she was just this weird old lady that talked funny, and she lived in this weird place that smelled funny, So I'm kind of like jealous of my kids and other people who like grew up with like their grandparents, because I didn't really. So anyway, back to sort of the story I was sort of telling. So like my great grandpa, he died in the 1800s. So it's like my kids got to meet some of their great grandparents. But like me, dude, my great grandparents had been dead like 100 years before I was even born. So my family's kind of weird like that. At least it is for me. Like my older siblings, they got to hang out with and meet. They knew my grandparents better than I did. But anyway, that's one of the weird things that happens when you're like on the tail end of the tail end of the tail end. Okay, is there... I'm trying to look to see if I forgot anything. I don't think I did. Wait, does Mariah Carey have like a mole on her face? Yeah, dude, she does. I gotta put a little mole on her cheek, right by her mouth. Psst, see, look at that. Now she's totally Mariah Carey. Just in case she didn't look like Mariah Carey at first, well, now she does. Now she totally looks like Mariah Carey. Just that one little mole. Boom. Okay, well, you know what? I think we are gonna call that done. So we have Mariah Carey and an Anteater on steroids. She's singing the Christmas song, and all I want for Christmas is ants. Boom. My brother said his earliest recollection is faint memories of her staying with us for Christmas and making candy. Oh, don't forget the mole on the mask. Oh, yeah. Boom. All right, sweet. As you can see, this arm right here, it's kind of just trailing off into nothingness. I'm just going to let that go. Because, why not? Anyway, there it is. There is the 4-panel comic of an anteater on steroids and Mariah Carey. Anyway, that's it, everybody. Thanks for coming. So again, I'm gonna put the originals of these on a website of some kind somewhere. I haven't figured it out yet, but eventually you'll be able to purchase these things, the original drawings, and I have some prints of like the finished versions on the Redbubble thing. So anyway, that's it. That's Comic On Demand. Thanks for showing up, everybody. You're awesome, and I really appreciate everybody showing up. All of you usuals out there, you know who you are. But thanks for coming. Thanks for watching me draw and be silly and tell family secrets, and we will see you next week.